a boyfriend, and that went horribly wrong. And I was like, okay, I'm going to move to a small little town where it's just going to be me, get away from the hustle and bustle. And then I got there and, went through some other challenges. And I remember laying there one night just going, nobody cares. Nobody checks on me, on a daily basis. I have nobody to text good morning with or good night with, right? The standard like boyfriend text of like, hey, good morning, how's your night, right? And I was just thinking, nobody would even know if I die, right? Nobody knows if I'm still breathing. It would take my family several days until somebody would even get wind of, oh yeah, the apartment called and said there was something going on. You know what I mean? That feeling of just like, no one knows about me. And it's so interesting how that can come on the heels or be paired with like the exact opposite, right? As highly sensitive, so often we get overwhelmed. We want that solitude. We want that feeling of invisibility, right? That feeling of nobody knows where I am. Nobody's going to bother me. I'm not in the spotlight, so therefore I don't have to watch my every move, right? I don't have to please anybody. Oh, just that freedom, right? To compare those two feelings, and I wonder if you've ever been there, if you've ever felt that dichotomy of those two feelings of like, on one hand, you want somebody to deeply care for you. You want somebody to check in on you, right? Especially when you're going through a hard time. When right after I had my, um, what's it called, my miscarriage, right after my miscarriage, my mom would check on me. Like the first like 2, 3, 4 days, she would check on me like every 3 or 4 hours. She would send me a text or call me or something of like, hey, how's it going? I'm thinking about you. And that helped so much to kind of get through that period of time, right? But then there are other times in your life when somebody checks in with you like every 2 or 3 hours, you could be like, oh my God, again, I can't go anywhere, I can't do anything. This person's always checking in on me. So isn't that interesting? So today I invite you to grab your journal, as always, where we do our deep processing, and just ask yourself that question. What section, what period of my life am I in right now? And am I in one of those periods where I would like to have more support, where I'd like to have more nurturing, where I'd like to have some kind of feedback of like, I care about you. You're doing a great job. Hang in there. You're doing great, right? Or is it a period of my life where I'm like, I'm like, have so many things going on. I'm communicating with so many different people every day. I need a break, right? It is so important to understand where you are in your life, what it is that you need specifically, and then how to communicate that to others, right? Oh my gosh, especially as highly sensitive. So often we have a hard time communicating what we need because we're afraid to push other people away. We're afraid to be too needy. We're afraid to be too intense. We're afraid to be too different or weird. Like, why are you asking me this? Why do we need this, right? We're afraid of rejection. That's why it is so incredibly important to do that work first on your own in a journal with a great friend, with your coach. Work on this with somebody to figure out what period of your life are you in right now? What do you need? What do you desire? How can you communicate this, right? Do I want a phone call? Do I want text message? I remember it's like my sister, my little sister, my best friend. We have always been best friends. We get along so well. And she's just like instated this like rule for herself of like checking in on me like every 2 weeks on a Monday. She'll call me on her way home from work, and that has been feeling so good. And then on a Monday when like she forgets, I'm just like, oh, I'm not here for, instead of being like, oh duh, I can call too, I can text too. We had a period of time actually right by the time where my son was being born, when my son was born, where we shared an apartment together. And it was incredible because when you live together, you're constantly texting because you're like, hey, I'm on my way home. Hey, I'm going to the grocery store. Hey, do you need anything? And naturally, when she would come home from work and there was anything happening at work or with her coworkers where she would just like kind of unload and talk about it, or I'd see her in tears, or we just chat all the time. And I really started to miss that when she moved out and she moved in with her sweetie, now her husband. And I kind of wanted to give her that space, and I know that she kind of had that everyday connection person, and that role was filled, and I was like, okay, let me like way hang back, right? But it's also nice to remember to be like, just because we don't live together doesn't mean we can't text. And so I really make it a point of like, what can I share with her that she really likes, or is an inside joke for us, or just, now that we kind of listen to the same podcast or the same YouTube videos, we send things like that back and forth. And that is so meaningful just to know that somebody's there, somebody thinks about you, somebody cares for you, somebody cares to share what is happening in their life, right? Oh, amazing. So what period of your life are you in right now? What do you love? What do you need more of? How can you communicate that, right? My sister would be totally open for me being like, hey, I'm kind of down and out right now. Can you just like send me a text every morning? Just be like, hey, rise and shine, love you, thinking about you. She would totally do that if I asked her for it. And in the same turn, I can ask myself, is there somebody in my life right now who really needs that boost, who would really do incredibly well with me sending them a note? Hey, I'm thinking about you. Hey, you're doing great. Hey, I know life is kind of hard right now. Hang in there. What do they need to hear? What do you want to give? What can you give? Yeah? What else did I want to tell you? I think I wanted to give you some more examples. When was it? I guess 2 weeks ago, right before Easter, my mom sent me a text. She's like, hey, there's a package on the way for you and Leo, my kiddo, for Easter, just a little something. And when I got this package and I opened it, and it was kind of like, you know, the chocolate bunny. And even though I don't really eat much chocolate, especially not like the traditional kind of chocolate, even just the fact that she thought about it, she spent money on this, she spent the time it took to wrap and pack all this together. She included some stickers, some beautiful unicorn stickers, and some ocean, whale and orca stickers, which are totally my favorite. Totally not my kid's mom. She had some monster trucks and stuff, my kid, in there too. But there were stickers that were clearly catered to me, which I thought was so sweet, being 43 years old. But I still love beautiful stickers and beautiful things, right? And in that moment of unpacking this, I was just feeling so incredibly loved and cared for and nurtured. It's like my mom takes the time, because I don't have the time right now. So many times I have not even sent out my New Year's cards. Can you believe this? I'm like, what, 5 months behind by now? And I'm just like, at this point, I'm kind of too embarrassed to send them. And at the same time, I'm like, I love getting cards and letters in the mail. I really do. I need to send more cards and letters again, because now people are starting to not send me birthday cards and letters. And I'm like, I want birthday cards and letters, please. But that also means I have to send them. So I need to make time for them. So for my mom to have taken that time to package up, to buy the things, to package up the packages, stand at the post office, which is God, you got to take time to drive there, stand in line, do everything. I was feeling so important, right? I was feeling significant. I was feeling like somebody cared. That is a really good feeling. And then there are days when I am utterly exhausted and I'm looking at my screen of my text messages and see that I have texted with 25 different people on that day, and I'm going, oh, maybe that's why I'm just a slight bit overstimulated, overwhelmed. Whew, let's dial that back down, right? So definitely depends on if you have a significant other in your life right now or not, right? I always find that such a beautiful description of like your significant other. It's really somebody who walks through life with you, who is there with you every day, kind of like, how was your day? How did you sleep? How did, what new thing occurred, right? He or she is the first person you want to go to tell them new things. Who do you tell these things to when you don't have a significant other currently, right? It's so important to build these relationships, and often as highly sensitive, we kind of shy away from friendships or deep relationships because they can be incredibly hard and incredibly draining. And I have to be honest with you, I've never been the best about friendships. My little sister totally has it down. She is such a good friend. She makes sacrifices that I'm not willing to make in friendship. Just to be honest. But I've definitely admired her for the kind of friendships that she has built and how long they have lasted, right? Or still lasting. And I'm definitely starting to take a page out of her book saying, okay, well, if I want deeper and longer lasting friendships, then maybe I should give a little bit more. But I think the key as a highly sensitive is to find these people who are kind of along your wavelength in terms of finding that happy medium of giving and receiving, giving and receiving, right? You don't want to have somebody who is so needy, because as highly sensitive, we tend to fall into the role of the giver, nurture, anything you need, I'll take care of it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to get this, I'm going to take you there, right? We fall into that role often, and it oftentimes doesn't come back around to us. And we need to nurture too, right? You can also journal on that, think about that. How good am I at receiving when somebody else offers? Can I ask for help? Or even beyond asking, can I receive it when somebody else asks me, hey, can I do anything for you? Hey, is there anything you need? Hey, where do you want to go? What do you want to do, right? How are you with even communicating those things? Communication, so important. But yes, I would say fewer relationships, deep relationships, right, with deep conversations, and people who are meeting you where it is most beneficial for everyone around, right? To where one isn't giving all the time, the other one receiving all the time, where there's this happy medium of like, we're just flowing with each other in this friendship. We're giving, we're receiving, we are laughing with each other, we're able to be honest with each other, we're able to be open with each other. We are, here's the big one, we are able to, we are willing to, we feel safe to communicate our needs and our desires openly with each other, right? So incredibly important. Yes, of course, this was based on the Daily Fire, right? Go to the GrowthDay app by Brendan Bouchard. You can try it for free for 7 days. I have exceeded that trial now, and I am a member now, and I am doing these daily lives in order to honor his daily fire that he puts in there in the app every day. It's giving us a great topic to talk about, and of course, I want to tailor it to highly sensitive, because I am a highly sensitive. And today, kind of his topic was like, is anyone checking in on you, right? How long has it been since somebody checked on you? How do you feel about it? And for me, the first thing that really came up as a highly sensitive is this dichotomy between like, I don't want to feel lonely and like nobody cares. Nobody knows if I'm even still breathing. But on the other hand, I also don't want to be overwhelmed. I don't want somebody to be on my tail so much that they know what I'm doing every second of the day, because that's freedom too, right? So it's so amazing how they flow together, and it's incredibly beneficial if you know where you are in your life right now, what you need, and how to communicate it. If you've got any questions, anything to share, write it below in the comments. I so appreciate you being here, you listening to this, you being on your journey as a highly sensitive person. You add so much value to this life, to this earth, by your uniqueness and embracing who you truly are. Thank you for doing the work, and I will see you